The hilarious thing about all of this is that this company had the gall, like what, just a couple of weeks ago, telling gamers, hey, be excited for what we have coming. We have some news coming about Halo in the next couple of months that, are going to make you super excited. These are the same people trying to tell you to be excited about upcoming Halo news. And meanwhile, this is also the same people that at the beginning of every single month that has anything to do with a virtue signal whatsoever, they're the first ones to put out the most cringe posts, and then they always hide the comments. They always deny people the ability to comment because these people are true grifters, and what they're hoping for is that you retweet it and you like it or you save it to do videos on it or whatever. I haven't done any of that. I haven't done any of that because I don't want to give them any engagement, because that's what they do. That's what this is for. This entire post is an engagement bait post to talk about apparently Disability Pride Month. So they celebrated Pride Month last month, and now they're trying to take over July as well. They're trying to make July into another Pride Month, but instead for disabled people. Absolutely insane. They say July is disability, #disability Pride Month, with all of the colorful hearts, of course, because that's just what they do. Strength comes in many forms, and every Spartan brings something unique to the fight. Whether you have a disability or not, there's a place for you on the battlefield. Log into Halo Infinite and claim your free armor coating visor and emblem. Bro, so I'm going to say it right now. July is not Disability Pride Month. July is not any Pride Month. The only thing that people care about in July is the 4th of July, to celebrate this fucking country that you hate so much, and yet you somehow constantly want to try to sell your products in this country. You could go fuck yourselves in every sense of the word imaginable. I'm not even going to say what this Spartan looks like, but if you look at the shape of the helmet and you look at the way that the visor looks and how it's thinner to make it look like, you get what I'm saying? Looking a little bit special there. Go fuck yourselves. Seriously. Go fuck yourselves in every way. July is for the 4th of July, and that's all it's ever going to be. It doesn't matter how much you want to try to virtue signal. This is why your game is dead. This is why nobody cares about fucking Halo anymore. And it's sad, man, because Halo was a legendary franchise. It was a legendary franchise, but ultimately, they just got left in the dirt. Every other first-person shooter was evolving with the times, and Halo, not only is Halo stuck in the times, but the only thing they want to evolve with is their virtue signal. That's it. That's all they want to evolve with is their virtue signal. They're the first ones. These are the first motherfuckers to be throwing up a virtue signal the first day of every month. But God help you look at them for any kind of updates to their game that are meaningful, and suddenly they're very quiet. Suddenly it's like, well, we actually don't got time for that. We're too busy planning our next day one post on Twitter and scheduling it so it goes live immediately at 12 o'clock. What a fucking joke, man. Absolute joke. So like I said, there's no comments because they turned it off. But I gotta imagine, I mean, if you go on Twitter, I haven't searched it because I don't want to give them any kind of anything. But it's a total joke. It's an absolute joke. I wonder, let me see something. So, okay, so this post, I always check the post afterwards to see what people are saying. Let's see. Literally the first post. Literally the first fucking post.
Holy shit.
Holy shit, man. I didn't even have to search very far. God damn, man. Wow. Just throwing the melody backward. Yes. This is America. I like this one. This is I'm liking that one. That's great. That's fantastic. Tom says Galo. You see what I'm saying? It's like you guys can try to hide it. You can try to turn off comments all you want, but everybody knows what the fuck you're doing. They posted it on YouTube too. I'm not surprised. Everybody knows what you're doing, my guy. Everybody knows that this is one massive virtue signal. Like, you guys are doing strategies that were enacted back in 2020, in 2025, pretend like they still work. mean, how pathetic it is that you guys only got like what 600 retweets. That's it. Too bad Halo lore is cooked now. I think you got bigger problems than the lore. If I knew Master Chief was going to be used to push radical leftist ideologies, I'd have let the Flood take over. That's great. I had enough with you guys. Yo, this is Dark Obsidian. I see you, brother. I see you, Dark Obsidian. Oh my God. How is this kosher during Disability Pride Month? This is ableist as not everyone can hear. Seriously, do better. Stop being bigoted during Disability Pride Month. Do we have a Braille version accessible? Of course not. Because it's all about the bare minimum of virtue signaling. That's it. Just a bare minimum. As long as you do just enough to make people think that you actually care, then that's all they care about. And then they can move on with their lives, not giving a shit about anything they virtue signal about on Twitter. I didn't like his post. Oh, shit. My bad. I thought I did. I'm sorry. What the fuck is this? How I genuinely felt after reading this book back when it released. Oh, my God. Thank you for outing yourselves as the piece of shit studio you are. Happy Halo devs are retarded. You know what month? Damn. Me and the homies when it's time to play some hashtag Halo. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is insane. Ah, right. The hard science fiction guy who specializes in parallel universes, time travel, wars in which the human race goes extinct, and if I remember correctly, gender swapping tech. Also, the guy that resurrected Guilty Spark and failed to resurrect Miranda, Jacob, and Avery. I am not looking at some serious heresy. Yo, here we go. You guys are seriously fucking retarded for this. Fire all of your DEI employees ASAP. They're pissing in Halo's grave. Listen, if you guys, I'm going to make a statement really quick. If you guys think this is bad, right? If you think this is bad, you guys have no idea what's coming. No idea. Do you understand the kind of people that are working on the next Halo game? Do you understand the kind of people that are in charge at 343 Industries or Halo Studios, whatever they call themselves now? The people who are there, they're the ones that are doing this shit. They're the ones that are pushing this stuff, and they're the ones that are in control of what the next Halo is going to be like. So if you think this is bad, just wait until you see what they got cooking. I am sure it is going to be astronomically bad. Exactly. We're talking about Veilguard with guns. Yes, that's literally what it is. We're talking about Veilguard with guns. Veilguard in space. That's what we're talking about. It is going to be really bad. He's going to be called Master Booty, not Master Chief. So just stay tuned for what I'm sure is going to be coming, because it's going to be terrible. You fucking weirdos, disability pride, you freaks. Man, some people go really hard. Bunch of freaks ruin OG Bungie Halo. Enjoy the failure, you clowns. Also, good job helping to bury Xbox with this nonsense. Layoffs galore. Yeah, I agree with that. Why did you lock the replies? It doesn't matter. People can still comment on other posts. So we could comment on this post, but not the previous one, obviously. Because you know why you can't comment on those posts? Here's why you can't comment on those posts, okay? Because a lot of the executives, they don't really utilize social media in that manner. They're not terminally online usually, and they're not even gamers. They're too busy hanging out on their fucking yachts. So they hire people that their entire job is to utilize social media and maximize engagement and numbers on social media. So what ends up happening is you have people who are 18, 19, 20 years old. They get hired to handle the social media page, and they make posts like this. And what they do is they turn off the comments. They turn off the comments because then what they do with this post after it's run its course is they take this post, they take the analytics, they go to their boss, and they say, hey, guys, the community sentiment is really strong with this. Where have you heard that before? I'm looking at you, Ubisoft. They go to their bosses who don't know any better. They go to their bosses who have no idea like any of this shit because they're too busy fucking hanging out on their yachts. And they go and they say, hey, community sentiment is really strong on this. People are loving this. We got 267,000 views. We got 1 million impressions. People love this, right? Look at all the views. Look at all the impressions. And that's what they do. And then the fucking retards over there, they're like, yeah, that looks really good. Great job, Emily. Great job. It's great that we hired you. Now go get us a coffee. That's what happens at these companies, man. So they turn off the comments so that there is no comments for anybody to go back to and read the truth about what's really going on, right? Because it's not like you're dealing with, it's not like you're filling out a survey that these CEOs get directed to their emails every day. It's not like that. Social media, they don't treat it like that. All they care about is engagement numbers. And as long as the number goes up, they don't care. As long as the engagement number goes up, they don't care. As long as the arrow is green and pointed up, they don't care. That's how they all are. It's not just Halo. Okay, bro says, to be fair, it does give them more views than a non-woke announcement. Yeah, sure, you get the views, but are you getting the likes? Obviously not. Are you getting the retweets? Obviously not. You can look at engagement at the basic level, which is what a lot of these executives do. And sure, you could say, oh, wow, you got 300,000 views. Great job, Emily. The other post you did got 20 views. This is clearly a step up. Great job. But the simple fact is, if you look at it, almost 300,000 views, but you only got 800 likes. Where's everybody else? Where the hell is everybody else? You're getting ratioed. You have almost the same amount of retweets than you do likes. Anybody with a brain can tell you that this is a major ratio happening. Anybody who understands what they're looking at here can tell you that they're getting felted. But the corporate executives over at Halo Industries or whatever they're called, they're going to look at this and say, wow, that's great. That's fantastic. You're doing a great job, Emily. Keep it up. Keep it up. Right? So that's what happens, man. This is why they do this. And truth be told, the reason why this number is so high, the reason why it's at 267,000, because this is what they accuse us of doing. So let's gather together and let's say the word. Let's say the word together. Ready? 3, 2, 1. This is rage bait. Yeah, it's rage bait. This is actual, real, genuine rage bait, ladies and gentlemen. It's a tried, old, true method where you turn off the comments, you put something crazy that you know people are going to hate and that they don't want, and then you let it go crazy, and it's going to get a ton of views because people are retweeting it because they can't comment. If they can't comment, they're going to be forced to retweet it. That's how a lot of people treat this. So they retweet it, and then they put their angry comment. But since it got retweeted, the algorithm thinks, oh, man, this is great. And then it starts building up in views. That is the legitimate strategy that these, social media people, whatever, they utilize all the time. So this is true rage bait. When they project onto others and they call them slop tubers, rage baiters, or whatever, just understand that these are the people that are actual rage baiters. These people right here. You know who else does this? The journalist websites. Right? The journalist websites. When you go to like IGN or you go to GameSpot or whatever, when they post something on Twitter for their establishment, when they post something on Twitter that's inflammatory or rage bait, they always turn the comments off because it's an easy strategy. They don't care what you have to say. They just know that you're going to retweet it to say it, and that's going to make them go viral. Kotaku is the one that does that the most. Kotaku does it all the time. Right? And to be fair, exactly, Eternal Brandon, I think a lot of people are not even angry anymore. I think people are just really just fed up and laughing at them. I think apathy has set in completely where people just don't give a fuck, and they're just going to retweet and laugh because at the end of the day, sure, you could get 267,000 views. Great. Good job, Emily. But do you have 267,000 concurrent players? Did you gain any players from this? Any whatsoever? Like any players? I highly doubt that, right? So at the end of the day, when it really comes down to it, it all comes down to the numbers. And here's the truth, Emily. And here's the truth to the executives championing this. You got 3,435 people playing this in a 24-hour period. This is your truth right here. So you could virtue signal. You can try to talk about how July is Disability Pride Month and not about America and all that stuff. But the simple fact is people really thought and believed in Halo Infinite when it first came out because it had an all-time peak of 272,000. That's a little bit more than how many views you had on that post. And look at you now. All that virtue signaling, nobody's coming back. All those disabled people that you're saying are very important, they're not playing. Your number keeps going down for what it was just a couple of months ago. It keeps going down, 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 down. In June, the highest number you had was 4,739. How are you down by over 1,000 1 month later in the year of 2025? How are you still losing players? How have you not been able to maintain a certain player base at this point? You're going down, 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 down still. But hey, as long as you get that first of the month post out there, that's a win. That's a win, right? For you. Man, these guys are fucking jokes, man. I can't. I'm done. I'm done with them. They're absolute jokes. Anybody still playing Halo, Godspeed, brother. You can enjoy what you enjoy. I would never tell anybody to play or not play something. But damn, bro, at some point you got to question whether or not they give a fuck about this game because they're so busy virtue signaling with it, and yet they can't even give you proper gameplay or content to keep people around so that your lobbies are actually full. They don't give a fuck. They don't care.